In my previous video, I covered polynomial long division, and for this video, I'm going to cover synthetic division. This will be a lot easier than long division, but only applies for divisors in the form of x minus k. As you can see in this example, I have it, the divisor x minus 2, so it's in the form of x minus k. So to solve this, I'm going to look at the coefficients of my dividend. So the coefficient of my x cubed is 1, and then the coefficient of my x squared is 2, and the coefficient of my x is negative 1. Finally, I'm going to add my constant in there. Now, on the outside, I am going to put my 2. That's from the divisor, x minus 2. It's a minus 2, so I have to change my sign to a positive 2 and put it on the outside. Okay, and I'm going to put my little divisor sign there. What I'm going to do is bring down my first coefficient. Gives me a 1. Okay, then I'm going to take 2 times 1 to give me 2. Then I'm going to add these two numbers. So 2 plus 2 gives me 4. Then I'm going to do the same again. 2 times 4 gives me 8. Then I'm going to add downwards. So negative 1 plus 8 gives me a positive 7. And we're going to multiply 7 times 2. Then up, that gives me 14. 14 plus 1 gives me 15. So our final solution is 1 from here, and we have to reduce our x cubed to x squared. We're going to reduce all our exponents by 1. And we have a plus 4 from here, x plus 7 from here, plus, now 15 is our remainder. So we have 15 over our divisor, which is x minus 2. And that is our final answer. Okay, so now let's look at this new example. Let's look at the coefficients of our dividend. We have negative x to the 4, so I'm going to put negative 1. And then I have a positive 3 for the x cubed, a positive 5 for the x squared, a negative 1 for my x, and a negative 2 for my constant. Then I am going to look at my divisor. It's x plus 3, so I'm going to put minus 3 because I have to change the sign on the outside. Then I'm going to add my divisor sign around that. Okay, now again, we want to bring down our first coefficient. So my 1 comes down, or my negative 1 comes down. So I have a negative 1. Then I'm going to do negative 3 times negative 1, which gives me a positive 3. Then I'm going to add my 3 plus 3, bring it down to give me 6. Then I'm going to do negative 3 times 6, which gives me negative 18. And then I'm going to add them down. So 5 minus 18 gives me negative 13. Then I'm going to do negative 3 times negative 13 gives me positive 39. Then I'm going to add my numbers down again. So negative 1 plus 39 gives me 38. Bring that back up here. So we have negative 3 times 38 gives me negative 114. And we're going to add down. So negative 2 plus negative 114 gives me negative 116. So then we look at our coefficients that we derived. We have negative 1, So my final answer is negative 1. We're going to reduce our x to the 4 to x cubed plus 6x squared minus 13x plus 38 minus our 116 is the remainder, so I'm going to put 116 over our divisor, which is x plus 3. That's how we solve this problem. Okay, so let's look at this example. If you notice here, we have x to the 4, x cubed, but we have an x squared missing there. So we have to account for that when we set up our synthetic division. So I'm going to write now negative 1 for the coefficient of x to the power 4, 3 for the x cubed, 0 for the x squared, negative 1 for the x, and 5 for my constant. Then I'm going to look at my divisor. It's x minus 1. X plus 1. So I'm going to put a minus 1 on the outside. Then I'm going to put my little dividing sign. Okay. So what we do next is we're going to bring down our first coefficient, which is negative 1. Then I'm going to do negative 1 times negative 1 gives me a positive 1. Going to bring it up there. Put my 1 there. Then I'm going to add down. So 3 plus 1 gives me 4. That up there, which is negative 1 times 4, which gives me negative 4. Then we're going to add downwards. So 0 minus 4 gives me negative 4. Then negative 1 times negative 4 gives me a positive 4. Add downwards. So 4 minus 1 gives me 3. Then I'm going to multiply negative 1 times 3 gives me negative 3. Then we're going to add downwards. So 5 minus 3 gives me 2. So now I got all my coefficients and my remainder of 2. So what I'm left with is negative 1x. Now my x to the 4 now becomes x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x plus 3. And your 2 here is your remainder. So plus 2 over your divisor, which is x plus 1. And that is your final answer. So this concludes my video on polynomial synthetic division. Please be sure to check out my video on polynomial long division. I also have notes and worksheets for sale and also offer tutoring services. Links down below. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see any particular topic, please leave a comment below. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.